The past 2 years have taught us many lessons, and one of them is that we ought to not take things for granted. One such thing has been the ability to go out and wander God's great green earth. Well, maybe not so green this year in November, but great all the same. Snowbirds are back on their routine, flying down to warmer places to spend their winters. Travelers are ready for the winter holidays. Winter sport destinations are open again, and airports are no longer a scene of desolation. We think it is the perfect time to have the travel talk, so grab your teacups. You're listening to Chai Station with Gul, Rumi, and Kazel, and today's episode is Around the World in 60 Minutes. Okay, so hello Rumi, hello Kazel.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I am well. I am just enjoying the first snowfall of the season here in Edmonton.
Wow.
The first is always good because it's clean. There's no mush on the ground.
Yeah, that gray, ugly snow.
Yeah.
It's nice and pristine. It's pure.
Yeah, exactly. How snow should be, not what it becomes in December. It's like ugly slush.
That's slobby.
Yeah, it's
really
giving me depression.
Yeah.
Just thinking about it. The thing is, I don't know if in Ontario they use sand in their thing mixture, because we have sand here in Edmonton and it's disgusting.
Oh, melt the snow?
Yeah, they don't have salt because the reason being that salt doesn't work at certain temperatures, like when they're really low. Yeah.
Oh, word, really?
Yeah. And so we
because it does get really cold, there.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
So when you go out, like maybe after the 4th, 5th snow of the season, you will just see piles of, quite frankly, shit on the roads. It's like, is that sand or is that shit? Because you can't really tell.
Oh, damn.
Well,
no, here
I remember the times when snow was like up till our knees, but we don't see that anymore here.
Oh my god, you would open the door and all the snow would just be sitting there and you're like, how do I get out? And then you just shovel from inside your house and then you slowly make your way out.
Like Pac-Man.
Yeah, like Pac-Man, exactly like Pac-Man. And then, you could, but honestly, it was really so much fun. You get to actually build a snowman. You can like build like a tiny little fortress in the front yard or in your backyard. And now barely any snow, barely. Maybe like if we reach the end, very peak, like I'm thinking January, like December, end of January, December even, February even, that's when you see even like something called snow, and that would be like maybe a hand tall.
Yeah, and you know what? That's actually scary how fast things are changing, because when I was in Toronto, 8 years ago, it was still good. There was still snow.
Yeah. In like November, December.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you're saying you guys still don't have snow there, huh?
We still don't. Like, I see no snow. And even if it does snow, it melts. It touches the ground and it melts. Maybe approximately at the end of it, you would see about like an inch or so here and there, but barely. Like now, we used to have those long boots because you needed them. And now you don't need it. Throughout the entire winter, you only need the ones like a little above your ankle and you'd be good to go.
Yeah, we're good to go.
Which is really scary for global warming.
Oh yeah, big time, which is a whole topic in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
So, I was thinking, the snowbirds. Have you guys heard about the snowbirds?
Snowbirds? I thought they were birds, but they're people.
Yeah. Just a
the people who travel.
Listeners.
Yeah.
Rumi, in fact, actually thought snowbirds are real, actual, tangible birds.
Yeah, I was perplexed. I was like,
what color did you think? They were like white and snow.
Why? I was thinking
like fluffy.
Yeah, I was thinking something like this, and I was like, how did I not, in all my years of life, not come across snowbirds after seeing documentaries? And then it was because of the articles, I swear to God. They were like, snowbirds were hibernating, they're finally going. And I'm like, what?
Not your birds.
And it turns out to be humans. We.
Yes, indeed. Humans, but of
us.
a specific kind. So these are, first of all, rich humans well, I don't want to say rich in a condescending manner, but I'm just saying that they are people who can afford to travel.
Or to have, they have like a another house or cottage where they can
Exactly.
just go towards.
Yeah, so a lot of them have like condos in Mexico or, you know, Hawaii or something.
Yeah, like
And
summer houses. Or
exactly.
something like that.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of them also have specific reasons. You know, they have rheumatism, joint pain. Kazel, you have joint pain. You should join them.
I should. I also need that cash.
Yes. And you know, they travel there and spend a good chunk of winter there, in warmer climate, and then they come back. So, they were quite perplexed actually, for the past 2 years because they weren't able to, you know, make the best of their winters. And even if they did, when they came back, they had quarantine issues and all that. So, they weren't the only ones who faced those restrictions, obviously. All travelers did. So, that's that for Snowbirds. Now, I think this was a conversation that triggered, us into, travel mode because we started talking about countries and warmer countries specifically, saying that people don't just travel for those health reasons. People travel in the winter to warmer countries regardless, just because of the weather, right?
Yeah.
And I think you were mentioning your dad, Rumi.
Oh yeah, my dad, he was mentioning for a couple of years now. He goes like, "Oh, you know, we should buy like what you say, like a summer home, maybe in Turkey or somewhere where we can just kind of escape the winter and go there and relax."
Turkey gets
you know,
cold too, from what I've heard.
I know, but how you know, but you'd also want something a little bit warmer. But you know, I was thinking with how winter is progressing, to be honest, it makes no difference. Like it's just a little chilly
Well, yeah,
now,
here
but
in
yeah.
Ontario, I guess it doesn't make a
Yeah,
difference.
it doesn't make a difference anymore. Once upon a time, it did. Once upon a time, it was like it was work. You had to clean the snow. You couldn't move
Yeah.
out right away. Your car would be frozen. Like your windows would be frozen. It would be so much work. So it's like, you know, why can't you just escape and go somewhere warmer? But yeah, now I don't really know what the point is. But you know, it's always nice, I guess, to dream about a nice place in a nice sunny lakeside house overlooking. What are those balloons
Yeah,
in
all
Turkey?
these like islands people go to.
Yeah, it would be
Balloons,
nice.
Cappadocia or something?
Cappadocia, yes. Is it
Yeah.
Cappadocia?
Cappadocia, I believe. And man, that place is fairy tale. Like, that's
It
just
is.
beautiful.
Have you seen those? Those structures? They look like little.
Yeah.
They're like white.
And they're like natural.
They're
Very
natural.
They're
I
just
know.
built like that. Naturally.
It's crazy. And they've built houses inside that natural
Yeah.
thing, you know? So they haven't really done much. They've only done digging and that's it.
Yeah.
It looks like a cave from the inside if you've seen
Yeah.
them.
I
Like, they
believe
look
there was
like
a
caves.
Turkish show that was filmed. A lot of Turkish shows are filmed in those. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, the thing is with our families, we always wait for the summer holidays to go somewhere, especially if we're going back home. But that's because they're longer. In the winter, we don't really get that long of a, you know, holiday. But there's the preference is always to go in the winter because winters are milder in those countries.
But winters back home are pretty cold. Like they get into your joints, like we were talking about.
Again,
They
she
really
talks
do.
about
maybe your
she
side.
talked about her joints again.
They do. Like you have to have a heater in front of you and like wear warm shawls and stuff back home in
In
the winter.
Pakistan, like that, it's in the winter. It's in India side, you don't. It's perfectly fine. But if you go towards the north side, yes, that's when you would have to
No,
do.
in Pakistan it gets cold in the
Oh,
winter.
okay,
There definitely
no.
are months when it gets cold. Like not too long, like maybe 2-3 months, but it does get cold. And I
It's
think
the thing.
it's the structure of the houses as well.
Oh
Like
yeah,
they're made out of concrete, and here we have the whole insulation thing going on.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the
But
winters there are dry, so
yeah,
it's like it's the kind of cold that really gets to you, you
The
know.
chilly
Whereas
cold.
if there's snow outside, at least you can say, okay, at least I have a nice view of the snow.
if it's white and fluffy.
So what I noticed is whenever it was snowing, right, when there's a nice snowfall, it's not windy. It's so quiet, it's so calm, especially if you're walking at night or maybe in the evening time, usually I noticed this when I was coming back from uni, only the street lights would be on and you'd see fresh snow, but it was very quiet. There's no wind. There's nobody else. In which case,
crunch of your shoes.
Crunch of the shoes, but take care of your safety. Make sure no one's following you. But
okay, you had to kill it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta put that story in there, the murder mystery.
Always be careful. But besides all that, it's so peaceful and it's not chilly at all. It's quite nice. But if there's no snow, then you have that chill cold that gets to your bones. You can't take your hand out, type of situation. So I miss snow. I don't miss whatever comes after the
Rumi,
snow.
please. I am already in a state of depression from the snow that I'm seeing outside. So do not tell me.
You need to travel to a hot, warm place.
Okay, would you like to fund my vacation, Kazel?
So, referring to the warmer countries, I was just thinking, what do you guys think? Where would you want to go, travel to?
Well,
Anyone
I
wanna
call
start?
dibs. I call dibs
Okay.
on that first because I have
Okay.
3 countries in my mind. Spain, Morocco, Switzerland. Now, I can
good
write a whole
countries.
essay. I can write a whole essay on this, but I'll just tell y'all. Spain for its beautiful, beautiful and not so beautiful history and its architecture. I think it's got some beautiful, places that you can visit. Like for example, the Alhambra Mosque. It's such a gorgeous, piece of architecture, which also has a lot you can read about. At the same time, connecting yourself to your own roots through that, actually, because there's so much of Islamic history that you can get from there. And I think in a similar vein would be Morocco, because Morocco also has a lot of beautiful architecture, but more so, it has a weird and almost amazing mix of Arabic and French, both culture-wise and linguistic-wise. It's like
I think it's where it's located, right?
yeah, it's that. So I think when you think Morocco, you think Arab, but not your typical Arab. No, it's like mixture. And I think that lends itself to the culture, to the food, to the way the people talk. So, and again, it's a beautiful country, landscape-wise. And then, of course, Switzerland, purely for its landscape. It's just, we all know how beautiful. Have you guys seen those little clips where
those videos
they just,
where
those
drone views of all of Switzerland? It's gorgeous. It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous. It's like, is this real? Because you're going, there's mountains on both sides. There's a train track that's going on the left. There's a little tiny house somewhere in the middle of nowhere. There's 5 sheep that are just miraculously present. And then there's a river.
It's like a fairy tale. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fairy tale. It's it's as if it's set up, as if someone purposely did it, and I'm sure God purposely did it.
Which is why it's the most expensive place to travel to.
Yes, yeah, but who cares? I can still get chocolate there too,
Yeah, it's
the
worth
real
it.
kind. Yeah, it's totally worth it.
But also
So
props
that's
to
me.
them for maintaining that natural beauty for what it is. I mean, sure, tourist money, but it's something that you have to think about from the beginning, not just throwing into infrastructure here and there and just looking at land and looking for an opportunity to build things. But some things are meant to be as they are,
Exactly. And guys, have you ever, when you think Switzerland, have you ever thought, building or road or something like that? Have you
No.
ever? Does
It's
that
like
come to your
green
mind?
mountains.
I see grass,
Green mountains.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all that comes to me. Like lakes and green mountains.
To me,
and
it's
that's it.
green mountains and snow, a little bit of snow, and Toblerone, the chocolate. That's all that comes to my mind.
Yes,
Yes,
Toblerone, the
please.
chocolate.
Yeah.
What about you,
No, I
Rumi?
think these are cool. Yeah.
You mean the places that I would like to go to?
Yep. You can't take mine. I'm sorry.
Okay. I won't take yours, even though I would love to visit them. I want to visit all the countries around the world. I think life is too short
We all do.
for us to be sitting in one place. But one I always wanted to go to ever since I was small. So maybe this came from the teenage years, where I studied about Greek mythology and stuff like that. And so I've always wanted to go to Greece and go to museums and look at all those architecture. And I was so fascinated. So I don't know if there's a geeky side to me because of it or not, but I definitely want to go and see these the structures for myself and take it all in.
Percy Jackson?
Oh, definitely Percy Jackson, bro. Oh my god, it is Percy Jackson, okay?
Yeah, I think that's where you got it from.
Speaking of Percy Jackson, I think they're doing like a live action version that might be coming onto Disney, so I'm super stoked about it.
Is it the same actors?
I'm not sure, but the casting is being done by Rick Riordan and I think the other director. So I think they're gonna do it true to the description of the characters, and they're gonna, I don't care how long they take, as long as they give me like a proper adaptation, I can wait. No matter how old I get, but please, as soon as you can before I die. But I was super stoked about that. So that's where it came from, and so there's basically that's it. For food, I will figure it out when I get there. Everything else, I'll figure it out when I get there. But I do want to see that.
Yeah, but Greece really is really beautiful. The white buildings,
olives.
Oh yeah,
yeah, olives, and just the tzatziki.
To me,
and
this
like
is
the bread.
For me, Greece is
Yeah.
all about just afternoon naps under a tree in an olive garden, and the sea. There's definitely sea somewhere. Sea,
Yeah, there's
salt water.
I think it's a place called Oya. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
and
Something like
isn't
that.
there one connecting it between that and Turkey? Am I
Turkey,
wrong?
yes, the Bosphorus.
Yeah.
The Bosphorus
Yeah.
Strait. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Greece actually has an island. It's called Corfu Island, I think. Corfu? Yeah. And there was a book written by Gerald Durrell, I believe, it's called My Family and Other Animals. It's actually a biography of, he was a biologist, kind of, and he wrote about his time in Corfu Islands. And that book is, if I could describe it in one sentence, it is olive gardens and afternoon siestas and scorpions, and
Scorpions.
that's it. Yeah, legit, because there was a lot of scorpions on the island, and yeah. But yeah, it's beautiful, and I think that's one of the reasons.
Yeah, that went out of Kazel's bucket list. Scorpions, like that?
No, I think I'm still gonna go there.
If a scorpion bites you,
Oh.
you gotta use the scorpion's own poison, again, as an antidote.
For real?
Don't quote me on it. I just read it somewhere. This is Gul, your Desi doctor talking.
Okay then.
Anyways,
don't worry. If I do end
what's
up
your
dying,
next
I won't
one?
be able to sue you. What's next? Thailand. So I did go to Thailand when for my honeymoon. I didn't spend time much in Bangkok or anywhere else. We went straight to Krabi, but I realized that it was I wish we had more days. I wanted to spend some time in Bangkok, and I realized I really enjoyed it. I didn't think I would find it that fascinating, but it felt very comfortable. The malls, there were massive malls, a couple of malls, multiple floors. Each floor was had a particular country in it. I forgot what the name of the mall was, but each floor was a country. And I didn't get a chance
Each floor was a country?
Each floor was a country. So it was like an escalator. And I had 1 hour to look at this mall, okay? Because it was closing and we were leaving the next day. And I was like, no, I need to see something. So I saw this and I zipped through the entire mall. I think there was like 4 floors, 3 floors or something. And it was so fascinating, but everything was closing and I couldn't make the most out of it. So I want to go again. I want to see some of the palaces.
Rumi, this was in Bali?
No, not in Bali.
No,
this was in
Thailand.
Bangkok.
But isn't Bali in Thailand? Oh, it's in Indonesia.
No,
it's in Indonesia, yeah.
You're talking about the next thing.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
right. You did mention Bali. That's why it was in my head. So
Yeah. Kazel's interested in Bali. Yeah. So Thailand, there's the palaces. There's those side. There was also this other one where there's like a little river. I think there's something similar. Think like Venice, where there's the boat going in the middle.
Ooh.
But there's stores. There's like stalls on the side. So as you're going, you can buy whatever on the side
From the boat itself?
from the boat. So it just goes. It's like a boat going through a market.
Okay,
if
so
that
but
makes sense.
how does the exchange work though? Don't things fall into the water?
I have no idea. I'm thinking it's something like you're going on a train and someone's like, please, and it's like, yeah. Okay, I think it was like that.
Whoa. Okay,
But I hope I'm getting
interesting.
that correct because I saw this and I was telling my husband and I was like, I want to do this, and he goes like, no, we just got married. If you get food poisoned, I will freak out. I can't do anything. So I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
I'm like really careful with food and stuff. I don't
I'm
know.
not. I was like, I'll figure it out. If I have to stay in the washroom afterwards, I'll figure it out.
Oh God. No, street food is, I don't know. I'm someone who, even like when we go back home, like I get sick if I eat too much, if I eat street food basically. So you need your, what is it called? Gatroid, whatever it is.
Whatever medication,
Yeah,
Digene,
you
whatever. I
need your
carry it all with
medication.
me.
You
I
better
just
eat that
carry,
before and then
yeah,
go eat that.
exactly. Carry
So you're
everything
like
with
extra
you.
precaution.
Yeah. No, but really don't try to get sick when you're not in your own home country because yeah, insurance, medical, everything is way too expensive. But so take care of that, but honestly, the best way to I think we can all agree the best way to experience a country for what it is through its food and through its culture. So
Yeah,
100%.
definitely.
Yeah.
so there's that. So definitely want to go to Thailand. My third location is Mexico. Mexico, I've been thinking about on and off for years. The
Not
only
that far from us, so that's
It's not
good.
far, and I have a feeling I would like Mexican food. I feel like it would kind of sit with me the way Indian food does. I'm not sure why I think this
They
The
have
way.
like the
spice factor?
spices.
The
Yeah.
spices, I feel like even if I
They
were
use
to
like
walk
tomatoes,
through,
coriander, like
mm-hmm.
all
Yeah, they
that
do,
type of
and
thing.
I think it gives me like an Indian feel as well. I feel like if I was walking in the streets of Mexico, I might feel like I'm back in India.
Colorful,
Uh,
like it's very colorful as
yes,
well.
very colorful. I
So
want to experience that part as well. Definitely very
lively as well.
festive. Yeah,
Oh God.
definitely want to see that. So, um, that's really the only reason why I want to go to Mexico, though. Everything else.
It's not at all because it's cheap, right, Rumi?
Oh no! Honestly, I have no idea what the prices are. Like I said, I don't check any of these things.
Yeah, I don't
What
know.
can I
Is it
eat?
cheap? I have no clue.
It's
I
definitely
don't
cheap.
think
It's
Honestly,
cheap.
it's cheaper if you, vacation in Mexico for a week than if you vacation in Banff for a week.
Oh.
Banff
Let that sink in.
is
Alberta.
Alberta. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let that sink in.
Yeah, and because you can get great resorts, beach view, all of that in
but
Mexico.
also, I think in the past couple of months, a lot of people that we know were at Banff. Like so many people visited you in Alberta, bro.
It was very weird because I kept telling these dumbasses to not come because it was smoky, it was hazy. We had forest fires around and the
Yeah.
view was just gone. So I told them like, listen, not today, this year, no, not happening. But they came and then they experienced that. They couldn't see shit. Well, they did see something, but at least
Yeah, whatever they
weather
saw,
was-
they
They could go
posted.
again.
But whatever, we don't know what they didn't see.
Yeah, I warned them. You know what? People don't listen to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you live in Alberta, and they're like, yeah, we don't need you.
Anyways, Hazel, you asked us this question, but you never shared what countries you would like to visit.
I mean, every single one that you mentioned, I want to go to, but like, okay, let's be reasonable. Let's start with three. Um, First one is Turkey. I'm like, you guys know me enough to know that I was going to mention this. Um,
Nope,
the
I did not know
Turkish,
at all. You know what? This is very surprising.
Absolutely
very.
not. Turkey, of all the places,
Oh
you?
God. Uh-huh. Yeah, the Turkish shows. Yeah. No, but I think it was even before the Turkish shows and everything. I've always been fascinated by Turkey. And then watching shows like, that talk about the Turkish history, even though it's not 100% accurate, but there was like, an Islamic history to that. And I
The
mean,
Ottoman
have you guys,
Empire.
yeah, like it's really cool. And I mean, who doesn't want to go see where princes and kings used to live? Like, come on. And that too, like, in our own, like, Islamic history. But yeah, that was like the first thing that attracted me. But on top of that, like, if you look at photo cards, even like on calendars, you will see a picture of Turkey somewhere.
Oh
Like, you
yeah,
might see
the blue
Cappadocia,
water.
yeah, definitely. Um, so yeah, I would say the architecture there, it's very like historic. Well, duh, it's historic, but you know.
It's something that you can't see every day and not everywhere.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you were
And
talking
it's
about
unique.
those houses in caves almost that you were talking about
Yeah,
in
that was like in
Cappadocia.
Cappadocia. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's a really unique experience as well. Um, I feel like Turkey and Greece are kind of next to each other, so I would want to go to both. I mean,
But
come
there
on.
is a certain type.
There's a
There's a certain
difference.
animosity, isn't there, between the Turkish and the Greece, the
There
Greeks,
is
not the
the
Greece.
history, yeah. The
There is some, even to this day, they have their borders are militarized, I believe.
Really? But no. And on top of that, Turkish food, like so good. The Turkish
Kebabs.
tea, the kebabs. Oh my God.
Have
Like
you ever
I have water in
have
my
you ever
mouth.
had Iskandar? Iskandar? It's
Oh
named
yes.
after Alexander the Great.
Oh really?
And yeah, it is basically bread that is
Yeah.
dipped in tomato, like very thin tomato oil kind of. And then they put a layer of beef or chicken that's roasted on the
Usually
fires.
beef, yeah.
Beef, right? And then
Yeah.
they put yogurt on top. And
So good.
it's you eat it with a fork and it's just heavenly, man. It's just beautiful.
It is. I mean, yeah. And on top of that, all the food is halal, so like
That's a big
bonus.
plus.
Which reminds
Yeah.
me of a story, actually. We were on the airport in Istanbul, and my mom, she asked one of the people on the counter. We were buying some chicken patties, okay? And my mom, out of habit, my mom is like,
Is
she
it
asked the
halal?
guy, he's like, "Is this halal?" And he visibly looked offended. He said,
It's
"Sister,
like, what are you saying?
sister, this is a
Are
Muslim
you
country.
okay?
I'm offended that you even asked this question."
I think we're just so used to like always reading ingredients and all of that, so it's kind of, hard.
Here people get confused. You ask, "Is this halal?" They're like, "What does that mean?" It's like, and then you have to explain exactly
What
what it
does that mean?
means. And then you go to a Muslim country, like, "Is this halal?" I'll be like,
Excuse
There was a
me?
little meme. Did you guys see that? A little video where in Malaysia there's a Chinese person selling hot dogs that are not halal. I think they're like bacon or something.
Wow.
And this guy goes up to him and he says, "Are these halal?" He says something like, it's oxymoron almost. He says, "Is this pork something halal?" That's what he says. This is a question. And the Chinese guy just goes, he looks at the camera, he looks at him, and he's like, "Yes, it's halal."
Well, you gotta be
It's
careful
hilarious.
in that scenario.
"Oh, that is the
But yeah.
best troll, though." Oh, that guy
Oh
must
my
be like an idiot. I don't even know if he ever found that out though. Afterwards, somebody comes across
Yeah.
the video again, and it goes like,
It's hilarious.
"Oh, this poor halal." Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hazel,
Dear Lord.
you only mentioned Turkey. Is that the only thing you want to do before you die?
Oh my God, come on. I mean, I said I want to visit everywhere, but yes, Turkey's like on top of my list. But no, another place is Italy and the whole Roman Empire thing. It's so like fascinating. And there are just so many, again, like I'm a I don't know, history freak. I didn't know I ever was, but I think over the past like 5, 6 years, I have just devoured myself into reading and watching history about the entire world, basically.
I think that's a
So
maturity that speaks. When a person
yeah, because
matures,
I
yeah.
never really liked history. I mean, I never liked history class,
Because the
but
history that we took was so boring, and
oh,
I
it was
was
so
like telling
boring.
this girl for all the all the videos and all the shows you're watching,
But
you're
no,
in the wrong degree.
I was good at it even in that class. I was good at it, but I just didn't like
You
it.
didn't
Maybe the
like
history
it.
of Canada was just more
It's
for
boring.
me.
Oh, ooh, don't
But
say that.
I have
I
a
don't know.
question though.
Hmm,
What's the difference? And this is a dumb question. You both can laugh. It's okay.
it's okay.
What's the difference between Italy and Rome?
Oh my God. That's a good question because I've heard that a lot, the
Is there a difference?
between the no, because Rome is in Italy. So
Or Italy is in Rome?
No,
we can
Rome
put
is
it
in
in that
Italy.
way too, because
Don't do that.
the Roman
Rome is
Empire
in
was
Italy.
so big that, we could say Italy is in Rome, but geographically, Rome is in Italy, and it is like one of the biggest tourist attraction place to go to
Right. And
because of the
Turkish
Colosseum.
people, Colosseum, yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Turkish
yes, the
people
Colosseum.
call Italy Roma, don't they?
Roma.
Roma.
I think
Like
even
Roma
in
tomatoes?
Italy, like sometimes people say Roma, like to Rome.
Oh, is that where Roma tomatoes come from? Tomatoes from Rome? Roma
Oh,
tomatoes?
those fat ones or the thin ones?
No, I think they look like
The
this.
oval.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
oval. Yeah, nice
The
and
oval
plump, but
ones.
they're oval. Yeah.
Are they used for salads or
I don't know.
they're
I just
hard,
use them
right?
for everything. I use it for cooking for everything. You think I choose my
Yeah.
tomatoes?
No, I've heard that the harder the tomato, the better they are for the salad, right?
Oh,
Oh,
okay. I guess
really?
the
I like my
crunchiness and
tomatoes
stuff.
not too hard, but not too soft, like medium.
For me, as long as they're red, they go into my food. So, and I'm not. They
Yeah,
need to
but
just be
talking
nice,
about
plump, and
tomatoes,
red.
like Italy has one of the best like pasta and pizza, so that is definitely
Oh
another
yeah. So they
reason
have to
why.
have the great tomato
They have
sauces as
to,
well,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Their tomato
for
sauce
sure.
factory, everything is done. I saw a video of how they make their, those canned tomatoes, where it's a whole process, and you get the best. It's like those, they're almost
The
poached.
vine tomatoes on the vine kind of thing.
No, they're, you get like a can of tomato. Like, you can get tomato sauce, but you can get like those whole tomatoes that you can just put into a pan and then mush it down. So you
They're
have
like
whole
softer?
tomatoes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're softer. They're really plump and soft and stuff. And it's a whole process. And I saw the way it was packaged and stuff. And I was like, wow, they are taking this a big deal. Like, whatever. You can sense the quality. You're like, if you buy from here, that comes from Italy, you're going to get the best
Yeah, we've
tasting
tried like olives from
one.
Italy, and they taste different. Like, definitely have a different taste. And I'm sure like
Parmesan
tomatoes,
cheese.
yeah, and tomatoes and that type of thing. And Italy is actually known for lemons as well. Like in a place called the Amalfi Coast. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's quite famous. Quite famous.
Quite famous, no. I don't know.
But no, it's really famous, and I think they even filmed the Mamma Mia movie, like one of the scenes on the Amalfi Coast. So yeah, it's a really famous place, and it's like water all around, and you can even go to like another island from there, take a boat, and then go to another. You basically have to take boats to go from one place to another.
Speaking of water, that's what
Venice has like those canals of water everywhere,
yeah.
and you have
Venice,
to like
there's a place in Netherlands, I believe.
really.
No, not Netherlands. Yeah, it is Netherlands. They have or somewhere in the Dutch sphere, they have these boat transport system kind of thing.
I mean, if
flowing.
you are a seasick type of person, that ain't for
Amsterdam,
you.
sorry.
But
Yeah.
if you're good with the water, then that is cool to be like. In Venice, I think like basically they don't have buses. You know how like we have buses here? You have to basically take a boat taxi or like a boat bus from one place to another. So I guess
Okay.
that's
That's
interesting.
one hell of a life.
It is.
It's romantic. For us, it sounds really romantic and something, because we don't do it every day in
Yeah,
our
I mean,
life.
it is also known as like a really big honeymoon location, anniversary honeymoon.
But would it be
Couples.
annoying if you lived there and you had to go everywhere by like a boat? It's not the fastest thing in the planet.
It is, or maybe they're used to it. I don't know. Like
I want solid ground under my feet. It's not
they
the
do.
water.
They
No
take the
capsizing
boat and they
risk.
get onto the solid ground.
That's too much, man. Anyways, and speaking of
It
water
is.
again, we spoke of Bali before.
Yes, that's another place. So if people don't know, Bali is in Indonesia, and it is like a small island in Indonesia,
Very tiny.
and it's very
Indonesia
tiny.
has, did you guys know, or not many people know, Indonesia has thousands of islands.
Yes,
does,
it
Thousands.
does.
Yeah.
Everything is so
Somewhere,
But
tiny.
this is
I want to
one
say
of those.
50,000. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but this is, I guess, the most famous, or it's become the most Instagrammable type of island. And I'm sure there are many more. And if I was to go to Bali, I feel like I would want to go to the other islands too, to just look around. But it's just really beautiful. They have those, what are they called? I suddenly forgot. Um, those rice fields, yes, they have rice fields and just forests, and they have like hotels that you could see the rice fields and the forest, and I feel like it's a
I
really cool
wonder,
place.
I wonder how much exploitation happens in these places though. Like every time I think rice fields, I think farmers. And every time I think farmers versus corporations, I just go red flag right in my head.
In Bali, that I don't think it's a big problem, and even with tourists, they have like certain allocations that okay, this is when tourists can come into certain like there are definitely private rice fields as well. So there are like some public rice fields and some like private. So I think there is like a maybe like a fine line between that because if
So it's like a beach. So it's like this
yeah,
private and there's public. Okay.
yeah, because if everyone was to go to all these rice fields,
They would
I don't
ruin
think it would
it,
be yeah, it
honestly.
wouldn't be good.
There's. Do you remember that there was this, I think, field with very sensitive flowers, and people, because it was so beautiful, though. But people don't have sense, right? You see something so beautiful, it's natural. They don't respect the boundaries, and they go and they're like, as long as I get a picture, it doesn't matter if I ruin it or not. And so
Yeah.
as a society, as the country themselves, they have to place some of these restrictions because people have literally no common sense. You would think they would be like, no, we shouldn't go here, we shouldn't go there.
Yeah, like
But
there's so many
Especially if you're
waterfalls there.
tourists.
right.
Yeah, like waterfalls and rice fields.
Hmm.
Yeah. But I think there's like an entrance fee to all these places where people do take pictures. So I guess they are earning something out of it. So it's not just for free that you're just going there. Um, but yeah, there's like a Bali swing. Basically, it's a swing, and there's rice fields underneath, and it's become like this huge Instagram thing. But I mean, it looks cool. I guess you can try it out. Once in a lifetime thing.
You know the bridge to Terabithia, you know that movie
So
where I think the girl died.
I
uh
remember it. I watched it a long time ago on a
all
plane.
I know, it had like the PETA guy from Hunger Games. That's how I remember that movie. And I think the girl
Uh-huh.
died, but she tries to swing across the thing, and I think that's how she died. So when I saw the swing, and I was like, is this how
Gosh.
I die?
Yeah,
Is it
not
worth it?
No,
happening.
they do make you sign something, but many people
Okay,
came
no,
out
it's not.
alive.
If you do fall to your death, we are not responsible.
Did you
Yeah, but
know?
many people came out alive, so I think we should be good.
Speaking,
Many
Yeah.
yeah, I
people,
guess. But
not
speaking of
all.
signing,
Hmm.
speaking of signing, even if you go to trampoline parks here, they make you sign your death form, and they be like, if you die here, or if
You
something
die.
happens to your brain or back here, we're not liable.
Responsible.
Yeah, and I'm
It's all
just
on
like,
you.
bro, are you serious? Because parents just sign, left, right, and center and send their kids on field trips to these places.
Hmm.
Yeah. So anyways, I think those were some wonderful locations we talked about. Now
Yeah,
fingers crossed we would hopefully visit those places in the near future. Um,
hopefully.
yeah, the world is opening up and we can travel now, right? So
Yeah.
here's a question to the loyal listener who has stuck with us this far. Where do you plan on traveling sometime soon? What's on the bucket list? You can send us your comments on our socials, or you can send us an email on chaistationpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. We are Gul, Rumi, and Kazel signing off. Stay happy, stay safe, and stay warm with a hot cup of chai.